Thank you very much. All right.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the Tales of the Cocktail Spirited Awards announcements for the top 4 finalists.
The moment that some of you have been waiting for, a few of you.
So we're very, very pleased to be here broadcasting live from Elixir in San Francisco, one of the most storied taverns in America.
And thank you to our sponsors, Perfect Purée, obviously for bringing us out to San Francisco for a great night and bringing us here today to announce these final 4s for you.
Cool. So I'm Jacob Briars.
I'm Simon Ford.
And thank you very much for joining us today.
We are part of the judging committee, as it were, along with Jackson Cannon, who couldn't be with us today. He's running his bar, a very busy man. Natalie Bovis, who has been our secretary this year. She'll hate that word, I apologize. Our coordinator, but fantastic. And obviously Mr. Dave Wondrich for being our chair of all of the writing awards.
So we have 111 judges who've variously voted on each of the different categories, 22 categories and more than 2,000 nominations.
If you're unhappy with the results, then I can give you the names and addresses of all 111 of them for a small fee.
Yep. Much like, we call this the industry Oscars, and much like the Oscars, I guess the judging panel's a little older and a little whiter than the industry itself, but we were very good this year with female representation, in particular in finding judges from all over the world to try to broaden the representation.
It is quite a task, actually, if you think about it, because we have bars from far and wide. I mean, there's bars from Dubai, Singapore.
Yep, and also within the United States, some of the smaller markets like Kansas City. Fantastic to see those being recognized among the nominations. So.
Yeah, an absolutely brilliant list of bars that we're about to bring you. So
cool.
Shall we
kick it off?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, should we kick it off with the writing awards first?
I think that's a great idea.
So our writing awards are judged by a separate writing panel headed up by the inimitable David Wondrich. So these are writers, authors, people with industry expertise who critique everything that's being published over the last 12 months.
So, Best Cocktail and Spirits publication will be our first top 4, final 4 nominees for today.
So the first comes from London. Congratulations to Difford's Guide.
Mr. Simon Difford. Not to be confused with Simon Ford, which often happens, actually. I get free drinks because of Simon Difford. It's good.
I don't think he would say that he get the reverse happens to him.
San Francisco's finalists.com is our second nominee for Best Cocktail and Spirits publication.
Truly amazing, brand new online or newish online magazine, Punch.
And it's really nice to see the cocktail lovers from London make their final 4 this year. Congratulations.
So congratulations to our top 4 fantastic Best Cocktail and Spirit publications. Our next is Best Cocktail and Spirits Writer, which is a very, very hotly contested category. And our first is a wonderful figure in the industry for so many years, Dave Broom.
Yep, he's a Brighton boy, actually, which is where I lived for many years.
Well, he's actually Scottish.
Well, he is.
Brighton now.
Hence why he can be an authority on whiskey. You can only be an authority on whiskey, I'm afraid, if you're Scottish. It's a fact. And you know really good poems from Scotland. Our next writer is a man that does like to write about ice a lot, and he experiments with ice, Mr. Camper English.
Our third comes from Portland, Oregon, Jeffrey Morgenthaler, who mostly writes stories about Jeffrey Morgenthaler, but who's a fantastic writer of both a book and many different articles this year.
And finally, one of the most researched writers in the industry, a man that writes for the New York Times, so he spreads the word for us to the masses, which is great for our industry, Mr. Robert Simonson.
Fantastic. Congratulations to our 4 nominees for Best Cocktail and Spirits Writer.
So the Best New Cocktail and Bartending Book is our next category. Just to mention what happened this year, we have a new award, which is Best New Spirits Book. We split the cocktail books away from the bartending books this year because there was so much out there. It's amazing as our industry grows, more and more people writing about it, bringing us excellent works.
Yeah, I can't remember a year when there's been such a flood of great cocktail books at such high standard. And best typified by our 4 nominees. The first of which is? The
first of which is probably one of the most beautiful cocktail books, coffee table cocktail books I have ever seen. It's Death & Co. Modern Classic Cocktails by David Kaplan, Nick Verschold, and Alex Day. Absolutely stunning. And I think the thing I liked about this book is how they celebrated all of the people that worked at Death & Company, giving them their word in there. It was really great.
The next is something not just a phenomenal book for this year, but one that you know is going to become an industry standard because it just unveils so much new material. It's Liquid Intelligence, The Art and Science of the Perfect Cocktail by Dave Arnold. Congratulations.
It could have also been called How to Blow Up Shit in Your Bar. The next book is a book that brings the art of the cocktail to the masses. I can see this book doing phenomenally well. It probably already has, but The Bar Book by Jeff Morgenthaler.
And finally, a definitive work on one of the bartender's favorite cocktails right now, The Old Fashioned by Robert Simonson. Congratulations.
Cool. So, cool. Best New Spirits book.
Yeah, so this is a different way of looking at it this time. So we separated those books that are about cocktails and bartending and those that are about spirits, wines, ingredients, etc. So appropriately enough, very, very hot topic right now. First of our finalists is Sherry by Talia Baiocchi.
Excellent. Our second nominee on this list is The Curious Bartender, an odyssey of malt, bourbon, and rye whiskies by Tristan Stevenson.
The next is Thinking Drinkers, The Enlightened Imbiber's Guide to Alcohol by Ben McFarland and Tom Sandon. Congratulations.
A wonderfully entertaining book, that informative, entertaining, and if you haven't seen their show, try and catch it. I think they're back at Edinburgh Fringe Festival, The History of Drinks. And finally, one of the great books on the subject of whiskey, written by our Scottish friend, Whiskey the Manual by Dave Broom.
Congratulations. 4 fantastic for our new category, Best New Spirits book.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Now on to all of the other awards. Mm-hmm. We're going to start with Bar Team. One of the favorite awards for this, for Tales of the Cocktail, because of course it's not just about the individual. A bar's only as good as your night off, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this is probably fair to say this is probably the award that a bar and the bartenders in it would most like to win.
And a relatively new bar takes the first spot for our final 4. That's ABV from San Francisco.
From just down the street, in fact. So once that bar team opens, we'll be off to see we're going to test them out and test their chops. Then a very, very well-lauded bar from New York City, the Dead Rabbit. Congratulations.
A bar team that really needs no introduction. Almost a mafia in the business at this point. Employees only.
And finally, the last of our 4 nominees from Denver, it's Williams and Graham. Congratulations. All right, so now the Best International Bar Team, 4 really fantastic and very, very different bars nominated for this category. The first has probably helped not just to put their city and their bar on the map, but also doing amazing things as a lighthouse for the region. From Singapore, it's 28 Hong Kong Street.
The level of service at our next bar is phenomenal. It's a true home of hospitality. One of my favorite places to spend an exceptionally high amount of money on great cocktails at. Congratulations to the American Bar at the Savoy Hotel, London.
Fantastic. Then from a totally different part of the world, but probably no less highly regarded globally, it's the Black Pearl from Melbourne.
And the final bar on this list, Le Lion Bar du Paris. Fantastic. In Hamburg, Germany. So excellent.
Really, really fantastic bar and a really amazing team across so many years. And one of our earliest sales winners as well. So congratulations to Le Lion.
Our next final 4 is a measure of expense account, credit card, getting your expenses in on time, and education, and of course, truly embodying the brand that you work for. We move now to Best American Brand Ambassador.
Cool.
So our very first nominee on this list is the very lovely Brooke Arthur from House Spirits, an aviation gin.
Cool. Our next finalist is Colin Asari-Appiah from Bacardi.
Actually, I know this is a little known fact, but he's the first person I ever met in this industry. Very first. He was running a bar called the Ring of Bells. I know.
Does he remember it?
I know. It was in Bath, but the thing is, it was the only pub at the time that served underage people, and then of course he turns it into a fine cocktail bar. Very upsetting for the young people of Bath.
Part of his story in the industry that Colin doesn't tell.
The next person is a very close friend of mine. In fact, all of these brand ambassadors are close friends of mine, but this one in particular, nice to see him on the list again, Mr. Jamie Gordon, who represents Absolute Elixir.
And then finally, representing the portfolio at Pernod Ricard and one of the most hardworking people in the industry, Chris Patino. Congratulations to our 4 Best American Brand Ambassador finalists.
I can see some tension happening now in the Pernod Ricard offices. People are going to start placing their bets, and whether it's going to be Chris or Jamie, how is this going to go? It's going to be amazing. I can see some door slamming between their offices. Yeah, excellent.
They're going to cut up each other's credit cards. All right.
Now the Air Miles Award. Yeah,
the Best International Brand Ambassador Award, and 4 truly fantastic nominees here. The first of which represents not a brand, but a category. Congratulations to Ian Burrell, the Global Rum Ambassador.
He must represent some of the best rums in the world and some of the worst. if he's got the whole category. How do you do that, Ian? How do you talk about the bad runs that you have to represent?
It's a very polite man.
Yes, and definitely one of the most loved in the industry.
Ian would probably say there's no such thing as bad rum, just bad vodka.
Yes. So the next person is the man that sort of invented a spoon, Mr. Dean Callan from Monkey Shoulder.
Representing a little-known category, but doing a phenomenal job to make it very, very well-known. Representing Bekarovka, it's George Nemec. And
finally on our list, Mrs. Claire Smith Warner of Belvedere Vodka.
It really is like the Oscars voting. All right, congratulations to 4 truly fantastic and long-serving nominees for Best International Brand Ambassador.
And I guess this is a message to Claire and Jamie. You do realize that vodka ambassadors cannot win this award. I love it. Okay, high volume cocktail bar is our next category.
Yeah, so the standard here is any bar which has more than 75 seats is eligible for nomination in this category. And it allows us to recognize those bars that perhaps aren't as small as your neighborhood speakeasy, but which are putting out phenomenal cocktails at high speed to a large number of guests. And so we wanted to have a category that recognizes that.
The first on the list is a bar that really embodies it for me, and that's Employees Only in New York City.
The next is another stalwart which has been setting standards for so long. Congratulations to the Flatiron Lounge, also from New York City.
It's really nice to see this next bar make the list. It's another bar that really embodies what high volume cocktail bars are about, and it's also a live music venue, Harvard and Stone in Los Angeles.
And also from Los Angeles, a bar that's proving that a nightclub can also serve fantastic cocktails. It's Honeycutt from LA. Fantastic.
And if you haven't been there, check out the Disco Room. It's very Saturday Night Fever. Okay.
Right.
Best
international high volume cocktail bar. We're kicking it off with one of my favorite bars on earth from London, Kaluka Lane.
The next bar on the list is from Melbourne, a place known for its drinking in high volume cocktail bars. And the first bar from Melbourne on our list is Eau de Vie.
Also from Melbourne, another industry legend, it's the Black Pearl.
You see what I'm saying? It's Melbourne.
Yeah,
Right now, Melbourne and London seem to be, hitting up the high volume bars, because our final one on the list is from London also. The Modern Tiki Cocktail Bar that, for me, really sort of, did an amazing job. One of my favorite bars in the world, Trailer Happiness.
Fantastic. Congratulations to our 4 finalists for Best International High Volume Cocktail Bar.
Okay, American Bartender of the Year. Like the superheroes, they will walk out. We have 4 great bartenders for you. The first on the list is a New Orleans bartender, which is great to see. The man at French 75, Mr. Chris Hanna.
Our second nominee is both kind of representing not just one bar, but a phenomenal array of bars and almost the city of Houston and the state of Texas. Congratulations to Bobby Hugel.
The next is a lady that has done a phenomenal job in the last couple of years. She's just recently opened her own bar. Obviously, she is the face of Speed Rack, which is taking over global domination, Speed Rack. Ivy Mix, congratulations from New York City.
And then finally from Portland, 2 phenomenal bars there, two amazing stalwarts for the industry, Clyde Common and Pepe Lamoco. Congratulations to Jeffrey Morgenthaler from Portland. Fantastic. Wow, that's a tough category.
Tell me about it.
As is our next category, which is the International Bartender of the Year. Again, 4 phenomenal bartenders and a really high standard here.
So the first one on our list is the man with the phenomenal shake, Marion Beck from London.
Also from London, representing White Lion, it's Ryan Chettiyawadna.
The next guy is a gentleman based in Singapore, from the Czech Republic, and I feel like their bartenders are taking over the world as well. Mr. Zdeněk Kastanek.
And then finally, a man who's done such a phenomenal job to elevate and to publicize the craft of Japanese bartending from High Five in Tokyo. It's Hidetsuego Ueno, or as he's generally known, Ueno-san. Congratulations to our 4 finalists for Best International Bartender.
Great. So should we go for Best American Cocktail Bar?
Why not?
I think so. This is a West Coast dominated list this year, which is very interesting, but very deserving as well. A great movement over here.
Cool.
The first bar on the list, Mr. Johnny Santa's prize fighter in a place called Emeryville.
Also from the Bay Area, one of my very favorite bars on earth. It's Smuggler's Cove from right here in San Francisco.
A bar team, last year's bar team of the year, I believe, and a great bar in San Francisco, Trick Dog.
And then finally from Denver, it's Williams and Graham. 4 fantastic nominees for Best American Cocktail Bar.
So,
right, Best International Cocktail Bar. Wow, is this a standard? Really phenomenal bars, all very, very different. And we're pretty thrilled to kick this one off with perhaps one of the most celebrated bars in recent memory. It's the Artesian from London.
I love that bar, by the way. Just like all sorts of crazy things going on there that push things forward. The next bar on the list, again, another place that I love, obviously making a huge splash in Paris, is Candelaria.
Fantastic. Also from London, it's Happiness Forgets. Congratulations.
And last year's Best New International Bar has made the list for Best International Cocktail Bar this year, White Lion, London.
Congratulations, 4 phenomenal nominees for Best International Cocktail Bar. All right, hotel bar.
Hotel bars.
Yeah, this is a category which is dear to both of our hearts.
I do love a good hotel bar because you don't even need to get a taxi home. You can just go straight upstairs, which is great. You know, the less stumbling distance, the better, I say. First bar on our list for Best American Hotel Bar is from Chicago, Sable Kitchen and Bar.
From Los Angeles, congratulations to the Spare Room.
The next is, I think, has all of the elements of making a great bar. Obviously, good weather because it's got an outdoor patio, beautiful people, amazing cocktails. It's got a real vibe and scene that's very unique to itself, with the Broken Shaker from Miami.
And then finally, a very different bar, but also doing amazing things for the scene in its own city. From Boston, it's the Hawthorne. Okay, then almost before Dale de Groff, even, the bars that kept the craft of the cocktail alive through the dark ages, the era of kind of creamy drinks and blue drinks and blended drinks. It was the International Hotel Bar that sort of kept the craft alive for many, many years. We've got 4 phenomenal nominees. The first is probably the most famous bar on earth, and deserved on this list as it is nearly every year, which is the American Bar from the Savoy Hotel in London. Congratulations.
Now, just a stone's throw away from the American Bar is our next nominee. And when I say a stone's throw, I mean a stone's throw inside. It's the Beaufort Bar, also in the Savoy. I can see scowls down the corridor.
Also from London, it's the Punch Room at the Edition Hotel. Congratulations.
And finally, in East London, the Zeta Townhouse, back on the list. All
right. Cool. Now for Best American Restaurant Bar. And again, this is a category, I guess, that where the standard is phenomenal. And for so many years, we've seen, we're thrilled to have this as part of the finalists. Some really, really great places from around the country.
It's great. And again, you know, places where you can drink and sober up, and drink and sober up with the excellent cuisine on offer at these places.
Being a restaurant bartender is almost the hardest job in the city, in the industry. So to master it, as these 4 places do, is phenomenal.
First on our list is from Boston, Eastern Standard Kitchen and Drinks.
Fantastic. From New York City, a place which has been setting standards for more than 2 decades, it's the Gramercy Tavern.
A great spot in San Francisco, Napa.
And then finally from Kansas City, wonderful to see the Riga Hotel Grill and Exchange on this list. They sort of gave themselves the longest title. They knew they'd get nominated for one category. If it wasn't Best Hotel, it was Best Grill. And if it wasn't either of those, Best Exchange.
Best Exchange. I like it.
All right. Okay, now for a Best International Restaurant Bar. And again, 4 phenomenal nominees. Kicking it off with a bar which has created so much noise and already sort of leapt straight to the top of the list in the shortish time it's been open. From London, it's the Blind Pig at Social Eating House. Congratulations.
Yeah, Michelin stars and great cocktails. A great place. The next on our list is the Hawksmoor in Spitalfields, a place to get great punch, great cocktails, a great steak, and one of my favorite Sunday lunches.
Indeed, and this is from a small city and small country, I guess, but doing a phenomenal job in the finalists this year. From Singapore, it's the Tippling Club.
And finally, we have Zuma, all the way from Dubai.
Fantastic to see. That's a really phenomenal spot, and so great to see it on the list this year. Okay, so Best New American Cocktail Bar.
Wow. Yeah, making noise in your first year is not an easy task. You know, it takes years, and so this is certainly a list of 4 bars that have made a splash in their very first year. First bar on our list, ABV, San Francisco.
Our next is a lovely bar headed up by an even lovelier bartender, Alba Huerta. Congratulations to Julep in Houston.
Our next bar is a tiki mecca. It's a place. It really is. Jeff Beach Bunbury opened his own bar. You knew it was going to be great. Obviously, they only limit you to 2 zombies. I mean, that's just not fair.
Wait till they've never been open during Tales of the Cocktail, though. So we'll see how long that rule lasts.
Latitude 29 from New Orleans.
And then finally, from New York City, this bar has only been open less than a year, but it already feels like it's part of the fabric of the city itself. It's the Nomad Bar in New York. Congratulations. Cool. All right. And now best new international cocktail bar. And again, 4 nominees here, all doing very, very different things, and wonderful to see them on the list.
The first on the list is a place that actually spends as much time on their coffees as it does their cocktails, which
coffee and vermouth. What more do you need?
Yeah, brilliant. I really like it. Bar Termini from London.
Also from London, it's the truly beautiful and standard setting Dandelion in the Mondrian Hotel.
The next bar on the list is from Paris, which is just boomed in the last few years with its cocktail movement. And this next bar really specializes in all the products that come from France, which was great. Le Syndicat Cocktail Club.
Congratulations to Sullivan and their amazing team. And then finally, rounding out the finalists for Best New International Cocktail Bar, all the way from Athens, it's the Clumsies.
Which I actually think is one of the best names for a cocktail bar ever. In fact, that's where I could probably get a job if you've seen my bartending.
It's a bar only filled with industry professionals and ex-brand ambassadors. All right, now on to our kind of, I guess, these are awards which aren't specific to America or to the rest of the world. These are 4 categories which we consider to be, setting the standards globally. And the first is for Best Bar Mentor. And these are the people who, wherever they're based in the world, have helped to drive the industry forward. So they're the people we look up to. They're the people who take young bartenders and industry professionals under their wing. And 4 really fantastic people on the list. Kicking it off with the much adored and wonderful Bridget Albert from Chicago. Congratulations.
The next person on our list may be one of the sharpest dressed men in the industry. He has a little school in Las Vegas that has taught thousands of bartenders. He's traveled the world teaching the most stylish Italian I ever knew, and that's saying something.
And also probably the most quotable.
Yes.
Every single person has his signature phrase committed to memory.
Mr. We're not drinking, we're learning, Francesco Lafranconi.
And then somebody who's done an amazing job to elevate the standards of the industry across so many fields, not just the bars, but publishing and creation of bar tools. Once from New York City, now from Portland, Oregon. Congratulations to Jim Meehan.
And finally on our list, the intelligent, the eloquent, the curmudgeon-y, but one of the best spirits trainers there is in the world, Mr. Angus Winchester.
Now to world's best cocktail menu, and this has been, shall we say, a heavily contested category. I think more money has been spent on cocktail menu launches this year than on spirit launches.
Saying something. Yeah, these 4 menus that we're about to mention, I think this is one of the awards I'm most looking forward to. They're quite phenomenal, and just as drinks have been pushing the industry forward, just as people have been, these menus really do. The first on our list actually each menu came with a unique piece of art that you could hang on your wall afterwards, encouraging it to be stolen, which is great. That's what we do. Obviously a bar that's pushing things forward in general, the Artesian from London. Also from London, a bar whose menu is just almost beggars belief. It's truly fantastic. They're literally a work of art, and it's the Beaufort Bar from the Savoy Hotel. Congratulations! It's a pop-up book. It's a cocktail menu for kids. It's amazing. And just in case any of our judges were aliens, they actually sent it into outer space. Yeah, it's the Milky Way's best cocktail menu. Is it a book or is it a cocktail menu? That is the question that many have been asking about our next nominee. The Dead Rabbit, just beautifully illustrated, stories, well written, and some excellent cocktails just to round it out. And then finally, from right here in San Francisco, a place that continues to do innovative new things around each menu launch. Congratulations to Trick Dog. Yeah. So 4 fantastic nominees for World's Best That's a great category this year. So, best new spirits or cocktail ingredients.
Indeed. So, kicking it off with some innovation around one of the bartender's favorite categories, which is Amaro. It's Amaro de Angostura from Trinidad. Congratulations.
Our next is a Kansas City whiskey, J. Rieger & Co.'s. Congratulations.
Then from New York City, it's Mr. Katz's Rock and Rye. Congratulations to Alan Katz and the team at New York Distilling.
And finally, you may have received some of these in the post. They are the excellent Sue's Bitters.
Then our final category is for World's Best Spirits Selection, and the bars here are, places of pilgrimage, worth going to see. You need to go on a regular basis for years, not days, to be able to experience everything they have on offer. Jamie Boudreau, we can see you commenting. So the only impolite Canadian in existence, but great.
And we don't want you to change.
But congratulations, great to see your bar, Cannon in Seattle, on this list.
The next has a phenomenal selection of whiskey, which would make sense because it's the Multnomah Whiskey Library from Portland.
Then from Sydney, a bar also very, very heavy into its whiskies. They do whiskies at high speed with staff who know what they're talking about, and the passion for the categories that they have is phenomenal. Congratulations to the Baxter Inn.
And our next nominee, you don't truly love tequila unless you've been to this bar. You have to make a pilgrimage. And I'm working my way slowly but surely through the vast collection of amazing and rare tequilas that they have. Congratulations to Tommy's Mexican Restaurant in San Francisco.
Indeed. So congratulations to all of our finalists across our categories. Best of luck to you at Tales of the Cocktail. We'll see you in New Orleans on the 19th of July. Huge thank you to our sponsors, Perfect Purée of Napa Valley, and to the Elixir.
And thank you again to all of the judges that put in the hard work on this. Obviously to Jackson Cannon, who couldn't be with us today, to Natalie Bovis, Michelle from the Tales of the Cocktail team. It's been a monumental task to get us this far, and we look forward to seeing you in New Orleans when we announce the final.
Thank you to every single one of you for tuning in. So we can't wait to see you all in New Orleans.
Cool. Excellent.
Cool. Thank you.